Hey, buddy.
Do his little face.
Oh, wait, Kim's here too. Hi, Kim.
He could do his. I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
Oh, my goodness.
This
Uh,
poor dog.
he looks like he's having a hard time.
This guy's brassiere on
Yeah, he's ready for a car trip.
because I harness him in when we're about to drive somewhere.
Yeah. He's like, we're not driving anywhere, Mom. Could you take this off me, please? It's embarrassing.
It's like I want to go back to Ontario to see Mamie.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
Oh, my goodness. Well, on today's show, would you believe that I have a friend and it is
I
Hazel?
know, and I feel very left out of this circle.
Really? Because everybody else we interview are your friends.
True that.
I have had a couple I'm throwing in, but it is what it is. I don't have many.
You know what's funny is I've heard about Hazel so many times, and then when I read her questions and what she wanted to talk about, and then I Googled her a little bit, I'm like, okay, now I get it. Because I always hear, well, Hazel said this and Hazel said that. And Hazel said, I'm like, who's this damn Hazel woman? I want to know about this.
Who is she?
Now we're going to find out.
Well, and I was talking to her, and the reason this came about is because I was talking to her about like weight issues growing up, about like the concept of, because we've been talking about it here and there. We were talking about doing like a full show, and she can contribute really well to that. And so we thought let's bring Hazel on. She's doing a lot of stuff with her life. She's she's got a podcast of her own. And so I think that it'll be a really good conversation between the three of us on things that we kind of face. I mean, I'd never want to exclude men, but I am going to for this conversation a little bit to say things that we face as women growing up and sort of like what was more acceptable when we were younger versus hopefully is not as acceptable like as our children, like as Eva grows up and stuff, societal norms and things like that. So we dip into this a little bit, but I think that we're gonna dip hard. We're gonna get in there. We're gonna talk it
And
out.
we are going to talk it out, but she also works with your company, Tea and Toast, correct?
She does. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Okay.
star.
So what do you work on?
I don't know what we do these days. I don't know. Hazel runs our operations and brand management, and so she keeps the ship afloat. She has
Did you
run
say the shit afloat or the ship?
the ship.
Oh, okay. Well, also keeps the shit afloat. Yeah.
If your ship floats, I don't know if that's good or bad. Check with your healthcare provider. Um, she does though. She keeps it afloat. She did our intake for a while. She's a Jill of all trades. And I think that she brings a lightness and a confidence to this type of conversation that I don't see many people because a lot of us have been like smashed down in our lives around things like weight issues and societal norms and things like that. Hazel's coming at it from a whole different angle, and I like it.
I'm excited to hear, and I'm going to apologize to everybody watching this because I was trying to clear out my teeth from grabbing a snack in between another recording, and well, I can prove it.
You're so
My
professional.
my mixed nuts, and then all of a sudden you came up. I'm like, I got crap in my teeth, man.
Are you using the video right now as your mirror to pick the crap out of your teeth? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You're welcome, audience. All right, let's bring her in.
I'm excited to meet Hazel.
Welcome, Hazel. How are you?
Hi, hi, hi. Good, good, good.
Buddy's still in the show.
I
Look at him.
know.
What a show off.
I know. I'm going to put
I
him
would
to bed.
I was bragging to Kim because she brings all her friends to our show, and I was like, "This is
Yes.
my friend. I have a
Yeah.
friend. Look
I
at
know.
he's here."
We have friends too, Timothy.
That's right. We do. Oh my goodness. Hazel Smith, you are the Jill of all trades.
Yeah.
I was tasked to introduce you, and I don't even know which way to go with it. So whatever flows out of my mouth is going to happen.
That's fine.
We met about like a year, year and a half ago. Where are we at now? Yeah. And
It was 2 Junes ago.
2 Junes ago. Oh my
Few
God.
Junes ago.
Yeah.
Wow. You're my people.
Yeah.
You we originally started talking because as Timothy and I said just before you came on, we were talking about like weight loss culture and how like all of us at these ages grew up with a different culture, and I hope it has changed a bit for my daughter who's going to be going through stuff. And so we wanted to shed light on your experience. You're also a podcast host, Rebrand Pending, which is
Mhm.
amazing. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So, Hazel, do you want to just like say hi to our audience and like let them know a little bit about you?
Oh my God, where do I even start?
I don't know. Good luck.
Hi, I'm Hazel. I'm a Gemini Scorpio. I am not. I am an
No,
Aries.
we're not doing the swipe left, swipe right. That's a
That's later.
We'll
different
use this
show.
for your video dating profile later, and I'll crop it for you.
Oh, wonderful. I can't wait. Maybe you'll have better luck than I have.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Tag team approach.
Yeah. I mean, okay, well, I work for Amy in full disclosure. But I also I also am very athletic. I do aerial sports, I do obstacle course racing. I studied music in university.
She
I
can sing opera.
can sing opera. Um, what else? I just got a
So much.
foster dog 2 days ago. He's in his crate right now, but I'm a very happy foster mom.
Luther.
Little
He's
Luther.
so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, what
There's
else?
so
the
much too.
Luther, like
And
I would imagine Luther would be like a big, huge dog. Luther is like little.
He's like he's probably a black lab terrier cross, so he's small. He's smaller than a regular lab, but he's a little pudgy.
Big spirited.
Not gonna lie. Yeah.
Big
he's
spirited.
adorable.
Yeah.
He's adorable
Um,
and he's obsessed with me. And as much as I said I want a man in my life who's obsessed with me, this is not what I meant.
but you nailed it. I mean, it's good for now.
We're
I
gonna talk
tell
about dating. We're gonna talk about dating, which is my least favorite topic. But yes, I would prefer Luther any day over a human with two legs.
buddy, close your ears.
Yeah.
Well, not like I'm not gonna trade you in for Luther, Mister.
That's
No.
what I heard. I would tell you, Timothy, I would tell you that since meeting Hazel, she has taught me so much. And she is one of the
Hmm.
most genuinely and confident women that I've ever met.
Do you tell Hazel that about?
That's so nice.
I don't tell you that in maybe like specific terms,
Not in
but
those words, but she's like, yeah, thanks, girl. I knew you would have my back. And I'm like, yeah, of course I have your back. I'll order the balclavas. Like, let's
yeah.
go.
It's interesting in my life. We've talked about trauma on the show. We're not going to get into trauma, but in my life, there I don't have very many friends. I don't have very many people that get me like in general. And so it's like really cool to know you two ladies because
Oh,
you have a really good understanding of me. And then, if I need someone to like crack a whip on someone, I just call you guys and like you help me.
look at you getting all emotional, Amy.
That doesn't happen, never.
Look at you having feelings.
Oh my goodness. Kim, all right. What are we talking about today, Kim?
Well, I was sent some suggestion. Well, I requested some suggestions because you know Hazel a lot better than I do, and she brought up almost immediately, and like bitch had to mention that she modeled in like the 2000s. I'm like, oh yeah, hey, I did that in the 80s.
I
Seriously.
didn't model at all, so you both can go F yourself.
It's not all it's cracked up to be, let me tell
I,
And
you, in my opinion.
that's what I wanted to talk about because the last
Yeah.
show Amy and I did, we were talking about anorexia, bulimia, eating disorders. And I've mentioned this on the show before, but in the Miss Teen Ottawa Hull, I know, right? Like I'm just bragging a bit. In a shopping mall, we were wearing like leotards long before you were born, Hazel, the little like neon leotards and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you had mentioned that in your feedback form, which I loved, is, and I'm curious to know why you brought it up is something that impacts women's mental health is modeling, because I feel 100% the same way, which is why you're going to be my new best friend.
It's fine. Hands off.
Oh my God. Guys, there's room for multiple best friends. It's okay. I think just in talking with Amy, like on the day to day and about mental health and about how women see ourselves, I think it's a common experience as women to be unlearning what we previously learned, whether it's growing up or whatever the case may be. But for me, very specifically, growing up like at 12 years old, and I'm going to say being forced into the modeling industry, like even to this day, I'm still undoing what that did to my brain.
Which was what?
Tell us more.
So I,
Tell us the backstory.
yeah,
Tell
the
us,
backstory.
start there.
Yeah, when I was 12, we were in swimming lessons in the summer, right? So at the local pool, okay. And the receptionist there got talking with my parents and was like, "Oh, I'm starting my own modeling agency. Your daughter, I don't know, your daughter's like tall and thin, I guess. She should be a model." And so my parents let this woman take my photo in my swimsuit. And then I don't really understand what was happening because I was 12. And then I don't know, like it must have got like too scammy for them or something, because next thing I know, they've taken me for a meeting at Barrett Palmer Modeling Agency downtown Ottawa, which doesn't exist anymore. So I feel comfortable saying their name, like they went out of business or whatever. Um, and I remember at that initial meeting, like they were really selling me hard on like this modeling thing. And I sat there and I said, I would rather flip burgers at McDonald's than do what this is. But my parents were so convinced, like, this is your meal ticket, this is your whole future. You can make a name for yourself. That I don't know, like they put me into modeling school.
Oh, yeah, I went to school too.
Yeah, which now I'm like, talk about scammy. Like, I don't, I don't know. Like where there's so many points in this story. I'm saying, where were the adults? Where was the education? But so at 13, I did the full modeling school course all summer. So it's like how to walk, how to do your hair, how to do your makeup, the business portion of it, posing, and then end with a photo shoot. And like from then, all that was drilled into my head was about my measurements. So for people who are not familiar, the perfect hourglass measurements are like, for me, so my measurements were 34 bust, 28 waist, 40 hips. Okay. But to have a perfect hourglass, you want to be like -10 and then +10 again. And I don't know who decided that. But so from 13, I was 34, 28, 40, but we were going to lie about the size of my hips and put a 38. And then just from there, I had so much like shame almost around like literally the size of the body I had just because I had it. Like nothing I could really easily do about it. And then with that came like, well, watch what you eat. And then I had acne. And then it was like, well, like there's shame about that. And why aren't you doing the things to prevent it or whatever the case may be? And it just like to this day still cannot own a scale.
I just want to hug the 13-year-old you
I
because I
know.
just like, where were the adults? Like, honestly.
It gets worse. Where were the adults?
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Tell me
So
more.
so at a very young age, and so from when I was 12 until I was about 30, I had the same size body, give or take. So I'm just for reference, like a size 4'6", 8", 5 feet 10 inches, and 120 pounds. So
Whoa.
but
Oh.
thin, but not thin enough.
Hmm.
Right? But now, so like in comparison, now I'm the heaviest I've ever been. I'm the largest size I've ever been. Now I wear a size 14, but also the strongest, most confident, happiest, and healthiest I've ever been.
Yay.
Yay. Yeah.
Yeah, just to emphasize what you're saying.
Mhm.
I I went from 100. So I've been 5'7", 5'8", pretty much since grade 8. Like I was the back row kid. You know when you do the pictures,
Yes. Yes, I do.
side a boy, and there's me at the back. And
Yeah.
so at 5'7", 5'8", when I was doing the modeling thing and beauty pageant crap, I was 114 pounds. And when I became 118 pounds, I lost my ever loving mind.
Mm,
You know,
right.
yet here you are at that point, I think I was 15.
Yeah.
And again, measuring tape and
Yeah.
like, and like, way to destroy a kid, man. Like, way to destroy a kid.
Yeah. Like imagine telling a 13-year-old, 14-year-old kid when they go to their giant tiger shoot to wear slimming underwear because we've all lied in the measurements. I
Let me even us out here, girls. I was told to wear it, but that's because I was a big boned kid. And
can't.
my sister was in the modeling. And so I come at it from the other side of it. Still the body image issues.
Yeah.
And I actually physically do have big bones. I've had to look into so many things, Hazel, to your point, because you're unwiring shit.
Yeah.
And so, but I was always told, oh, you just have big bones or whatnot. And my, weight gain was from family, was from stress, was from all the stuff that we've talked about on this podcast, trauma and all that stuff. And so it was difficult for me on that end because I was told, no, it's fine, like you're just big boned or whatnot. And then the exact same message in the same was, maybe you should wear these slimming underwear. And so it was like, you told me I was okay, but then you're like, but you should flatten yourself out. Like it's just a very interesting combination, which is like this other side of you guys. Like we all had the same, sounds like we all had the same problem, just coming from a different angle.
Well, yes. And you can't do anything about these, right? So when
No.
these started to show up,
Mm.
you know, all
For our people listening on podcast, she's pointing at her breasts.
and they're fabulous, but very large. So then you start to get older, and then I don't know, then you start attracting maybe the wrong kind of attention. And like, how are you supposed to control your big bones or your whatever and measuring tapes and like why do we do this to girls? Now that said, I did have a friend in junior high school who was a boy who had an eating disorder and was um, very, very thin when all of a sudden he was removed from school and we didn't see him again because he had a problem. Well, yeah, he sure did. He had an eating disorder. And we put all this pressure on. And then the other topic that Hazel put down that I really wanted to talk about as well was the dating thing, because we drag that fucking shit into our relationships that other people put on us. And then, we want the lights out or only a tea light in the corner. God, you don't want to see me naked. Like, we're just like got these backpacks of dead weight that other people decided that we needed to carry.
Yeah.
So what tell me about dating. What's that like? I gave up on all of that business because it's uh, it,
Well,
I
it's
don't understand anything about how you find chemistry online, because in my experience, it's always been, you walk into a crowded bar and it's like eyes lock kind of thing. I made seriously bad choices with that formula. But tell me what it's like with all of that baggage brought into dating. Ugh.
I would say, in a way, I can't even believe it's going to come out of my mouth. I
I'm
would
waiting for it.
say that in a way, I was fortunate because um because I did this modeling thing, met my ex-husband fairly early, only really dated him, separated and got divorced, and like so I've only really been dating since like 2020. So I don't know what it was like
Oh,
before.
time to pick dates.
I know, right?
What do you-
Actually, it wasn't that. I didn't. I mean, maybe I don't know because I have no frame of reference. But what was I saying? Oh, I'm fortunate because I had started to unwire this before I was dating. So
Yeah.
like, so like while I was married, I was a mess. He was a mess. Whatever. Um, so many lives ago, but
That's our next show, folks.
okay.
All of us have that type of
Uh,
scenario too.
uh, I would say that like online dating, honestly, before the pandemic, Timothy, I had a new first date. There was one summer. I had a new first date every couple days. I never had to cook dinner. It was the best. Okay. I was living my best life. It's not like that anymore. No one wants to meet in person. And there's actually studies done that, kind of prove, I guess, they're social studies. They're not numerical, but they're qualitative. Yeah, but there is data to show that people are not using online dating spaces for actual fucking dating. They're just there to like talk to people, or they want that like attention in a way, or that like, you know what I mean? So they're not even there to meet people.
This is why you've changed to sports apps. No more dating apps. There's other apps for stuff.
I'm so confused. Is
You're not
sport?
even.
Are you gals using sport as like a code word for sex?
No.
No,
Oh, okay.
no,
I was like, is that what the kids
no,
are calling it these days? We're sporting.
no. So there is, I mean, I don't want to give too much away because it's not even happened yet.
I think, but just in general,
But
but
like other
looking
apps.
somewhere else.
Yeah. So, like, for example, been speed dating a couple times. Met anybody? No. But is it always fun? Yeah. Like, I have fun stories. I make friends with the girls. I don't know. I wore a t-shirt with a QR code on the back to several events a couple of summers ago. No one fucking scanned that thing. Okay. No
I
one
would
cared.
have scanned it, Hazel. I
Oh,
would have done
women, actually, that's not true. Women came up to me and they were like, "You're looking like, what are you looking for? Like,
that.
like men or women?" And I was like, pretty sure men, like, sorry. And they're like, "Oh,
See, women appreciate it.
yes." I feel like I've been screaming from the rooftops. I am single for many a years.
But you add in and ready to mingle? Like you have to add that piece in or people don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm actually very happy where I'm at. Like even in the last year, I wouldn't have been making decisions the way I have been. But I call them like baller boss decision making. Um, if there was like a partner in my life, and I'm very happy with the way that I've kind of steered my life in the last 12 months. So it's all good. But
I have so
um,
many questions.
yeah.
The QR code, I think, is genius. Like that.
Yeah.
And it's funny that women are the only ones who like clued into it and were like, so what side of the fence you on, or are you like,
Yeah.
are you in the middle? Because that would be, doubling your opportunities. What is the connection between what you said about you're focusing on your goals and aspirations now, in part because you don't have to focus on a relationship? Isn't
I
that thing that we
yeah.
we're so much more focused on our own goals and objectives when we're not caretaking, caregiving, caring for another adult human being who should be able to take care of them fucking selves. I'm telling you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so funny because I feel like I inadvertently invented or made up this like online persona of like the girl in her 30s who is dating and like not having, I mean, having a great time, but like really getting nowhere. Still have not found husband number two, okay? Um, so I
Trust
have
me,
this,
that's overrated. I did that. It's totally overrated.
oh, okay. I'll just skip to number three. Yeah.
Yeah. No, just
Oh, we're just gonna stick with Luther, okay?
get the boyfriend down the street. That's what you want, is convenient access, not under my roof. No. Mm-mm. No.
Yeah. So I built this online persona of like being like having fun and being single and dating. And then all of a sudden, like decentralize that from my life. Like it's just not a focus, even though online it might look like it is because I make jokes about being single. But I really like, honestly, at this point, would it be great to have a partner? Yes. Am I fine without a partner? Also, yes.
Good for you. Do
Yeah.
you get friends in your life who are like, oh, but what about if you want to have babies?
I don't want those. Like that, I have broken up with people over that, or one person at
Right?
least over that. Yeah. He was like, oh, well, I really thought you'd just like change your mind. And I was like, nope.
And
Bye.
what a
And then he
dangerous
was like,
what a dangerous thing to do is think that I need to get into a relationship, any relationship, because I want to have this baby. Because you know what happens, and I've done this, is then you have the baby and you end up raising the baby by yourself for a large part of the time. Uh,
yeah.
yeah. So no.
Yeah. When I got divorced, the number of people in my life who were like, thank God you never had a kid. And I say,
They said that to me too with my
true
first
that. True
husband.
story. Thank
we
God.
we should clarify, Amy, we don't mean with your current husband.
I said my first husband. He's aware he's the second and best one.
Yes.
So I said that's a whole other show, ladies. I love how, so I said at the top of the show that Hazel's one of the most confident ladies I know. And I love, I mean, you bring that in, it's you, but it's, I think I've said this to you before, it's not something I'm used to seeing as much because one, I don't talk to a lot of people. I don't talk to a lot of people.
Yeah, we don't
And
like
two,
people.
and
Small pool.
and
Very
there's a
small.
lot of us out there that are just like dealing with their shit, right? And it's like, yeah, you're dealing with your shit, but you come at it from a different angle, which I've always appreciated. And I love that how you show up in life, but also in dating that, I think it's probably because from where I've come from, right? Like we've morphed ourselves throughout our lives as people pleasers and stuff like that to like fit the mold. Because if you didn't fit the mold, whichever mold you're looking at, like it just didn't work out. So we've been kind of doing that all of our lives. And then here comes Hazel Smith, and she's like, F this shit. And so she just blows it
Yeah,
up,
like says who?
right?
Unsubscribe. No.
She's blocking people. I love her. And so like even in dating, right? Like I've heard some I've heard some of your stories
Were
and
they
I just
mine?
like well, I appreciate some of the stories because it's like you know who you are and it's like a breath of fresh air. Like you just know who you are. And so when you're dating or like I wouldn't even call it dating. When you're going out with one of these people for the first and usually only time because some of them are
Yeah,
dicks.
it's my
Um
friend.
but you aren't morphing. It's like, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. You're not a dick about it. You're just like confident, which most people think is dickish because they don't like to see
No.
confident women sometimes, especially in the dating space. And so you just kind of own it. And then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Like you're not crying in your cereal. You're just like moving on with your rest of your life. You're getting a dog, you're doing your thing, you got a house, you're doing your stuff. And I just really appreciate that about you on that aspect because it's not often that I run into someone like you.
You know that some people think that those qualities are intimidating?
Well, they are intimidating. I thought about that the other day.
To who?
Well,
To
boo
people
hoo.
who are
Exactly. This is what I'm
insecure?
saying. This is your confidence level. Boo hoo. I get it. So, like, those are intimidating qualities, but only for the people that are unsure of being able to rise to them, right? Like, it's okay to go out with Hazel, and Hazel's like, this is who I am. And if you're not sure as the other person, instead of like getting to know you or getting to like understand you or whatever, those people that are intimidated are like, that's too much work. But you want someone, because I just say work in general, you want someone that's actually willing to step up to the plate. You're not going to carry them. And so if they
Yeah,
think you're intimidating, it's probably because they think it's too much effort to put in. And if they think it's too much effort to put in, you don't want them anyway.
it's true that they're lost.
I-
But Hazel, do you find that younger men are more enthusiastic about hunting you down, because that was my experience. I became single. I was 34 the first time. And I decided I liked it so much. I did it for the better part of more than a decade, 11 years. And I had great dating relationships with younger men. And the sticking point was, as they aged, they wanted to have babies. And I'm like, yeah, no, that was part of the deal. We're not doing that. Um, what is this? What is it like out there now? I mean, tell this 57-year-old that you found some young, hot people too.
I I don't know that I have enough data under my belt to
All
really
right.
speak to that.
All right, folks,
But
we
like,
need more data.
we need more we need more dates. Yeah, we're doing it for the plot now.
That's right.
Yeah.
My ex-husband was younger than me. My next longest relationship, he was younger than me. My ex-husband had his own problems, but the other like boyfriend that it was him. He was like, my friend just had a kid, and it made me realize that I really wanted a kid. And I was like, I told you, like that's not me. Like, great for you that you know that that's what you want. That is not what I want. So this is it. And he was like, really? And I was like, yes, really.
I
And then
didn't I didn't necessarily mean relationships.
oh,
Although I was great friends with many of them, and I still communicate with them, and you know, Christmases, birthdays, that kind of stuff. But just I think I was maybe meaning just more the general romantic interest.
there is, I mean, I have heard that younger men are like more progressive in their thinking. And so that is more palatable than possibly someone who's older and has like more traditional values. But like, I've been on no, I've been on one date this calendar year. Like, it's not like that's how much I'm not looking anymore.
Yeah. I,
Wow.
I mean, I've
Oh,
had my fair share of experience with younger guys, but it was not like it was literally like that. There was no expectations of any of that, right? Like we were doing other stuff. And so I was like, there's no baby talk, there's nothing, right? And it's like, if you find the right younger guys, they like to have fun too. I mean, older guys love to have fun too. I dated somebody that was 10 years older than me at one point. And he was lovely, but he came with his own baggage. And like me and my people pleasing state at that point, because I hadn't dealt with all my shit, was like, let me fix you. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna fix him. So, we went our other ways. But like I think it's down to like the personality type more than the age,
Yeah.
um, in general.
Yeah.
yeah.
When people ask me what I'm looking for now, I know they're expecting like a physical description, and I'm like, let's start with being a kind person.
Mhm.
And
Hazel, did you put this in the description of the podcast?
yes, looking for a kind person.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. A similar values, and then like
Don't be,
supportive person.
I want this for your list. Do not be a narcissist.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, what we could do is we could get together and do Hazel's list for her.
I think Hazel knows what she wants. Look at her. She don't
Here's
need
what
help.
here's what not to ever, you know, if someone tries to love bomb you, run as fast as you literally can.
On the one hand, I'm like, I'm amazing. You should be obsessed with me. I love this. But on the other hand, I'm like, is this too fast? Is this too soon?
Is this a red flag? Should I be
Yeah.
leaving this out?
I was like, oh, this red blanket is really nice and warm.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's talk about Rebrand Pending, which is your podcast.
Yeah.
And I love that Kim decided that she was going to run AI for a
Oh
description
yeah.
of the podcast. So the I love it. The AI description is as follows. This podcast delves into topics like marriage, divorce, and dating in one's 30s, offering candid advice and insights into navigating the dating world. Did AI nail it or not nail it?
Well,
No.
I
No.
think I knew how to work AI, so I just
Well, first, step one, learn how to work AI.
learned
Step
how
two.
to.
All right, tell us more about the podcast.
Okay, so the podcast, while it is about those things, it's also supposedly like maybe we're missing the mark too. supposedly between my co-host and I, it's like about entrepreneurial spirit in your 30s and what that lifestyle is like. But for me, my lifestyle kind of sort of is about like dating, being single. We've talked a little bit about my divorce. For her, it's much more about building her media empire. So and we both enjoy marketing. I worked in marketing for years. So we kind of trying to blend all that together.
It's hard with a co-host. They go rogue on you. You can't control anybody.
I'm the rogue one. It's
Oh.
yeah.
Well, I have,
The,
what's that?
about your podcast that seems so sensible to me because I live and breathe in YouTube, right? And so there are a number of women in their 30s who are doing these incredibly successful podcasts. And I'm not going to name the one I'm thinking of in particular, but it all seems very aggressive.
The podcasts are aggressive or the hosts?
The hosts, it's all very combative and
Oh.
aggressive and about dating and, screw him. And I'm wondering, as a very aggressive person myself, have we lost the ability for a bit of human kindness? Because dating is really difficult. And if you're rebranding yourself, sometimes we haven't figured it all out yet. We're learning as we go. So it seems like
It
women in their 30s are kind of stuck in the middle of this very difficult period of history.
sounds like those women are angry from what you're
Mhm.
saying. It sounds like they're more angry and looking at like I don't know. I don't know what podcast you're talking about, but specifically from what you're just saying and what I know of Hazel and what I know of us, it sounds as though those people are angry in life and haven't like done that internal like, hey, this is how I contribute to shit. And this is like this date went wrong, but like also own your own shit. I don't know. It sounds like maybe those people haven't gotten there. I don't know. Is that
Yeah. In the dating like world, I guess, I'm gonna say like women are angry at men, like a generalization. I would say that about not being treated the way that we feel we should be treated and about equality and all these things that we have not had until very recently. So there's that. But then there's also men are angry at women for being angry at men because why can't it just be the way it was? It was fine before. So there is like that animosity almost.
I, I,
Um,
I do think we need to clarify that all three of us are Canadian.
mm,
The situation is a little different, I think, when, people are trying to take away your, fucking reproductive rights in the United States, um,
yes.
where I spent 6 months last year. So I think that we should just qualify it by Canadian women are better, smarter, and smarter. What? Say better, smarter. we just
Stronger, faster.
we're not under attack in the same way. So maybe perspective for American viewers might be a little different because we do not feel that we're having to fight for our rights and that we're having to stand up and protest in the streets in the same kind of way.
Yeah. And there is also this idea of like misery loves company, unfortunately. Even in on like I don't know if Timothy you're on Facebook. Yes. Are you in the like Facebook like are we dating the same guy groups?
Okay. Oh my God, I can't believe you said that because it happened to me once, probably 2 years ago. And my friend contacted me and said, "Do you know who this is?" And I said, "Yeah, he was on, I was briefly on something I think called Match.com." And
Mhm.
and I said, "Yeah." And I kicked him out of my house, basically. And she's like, "Yeah, that's my boyfriend." I'm like, "Whoa,
Ooh.
whoa." So yes, I do know what you're talking about is like comparing notes to see if you're dating the same guy. Yeah.
Yeah, but those groups, even those online spaces has sometimes it's very useful. Like, for example, I found out that at a speed dating event, like this guy was weird, don't get me wrong. I didn't pick up on why he was weird, but because of the Facebook Are We Dating the Same Guy group, I found out that he is a criminal for crimes against women.
Oh.
Oh
Your
my God.
spidey sense was just like, no.
I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Turns out a lot of things.
I never had that experience with I never even until I met you, I didn't even know those existed, but I've been married at this point, so for a while. I've been off the market
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah, but
Yes.
isn't that great though, Hazel, that your
Yes.
spouses were so freaking aware
Yes.
that you
So
picked
there,
up.
yeah. And that's like speaks to all the work I've done, quite honestly. So those online Facebook groups, they're great. They serve a purpose. There's also instances on those groups where someone will post someone and be like, all he wanted was sex and I didn't, and that now none of us should talk to him. Like that's not a safety issue. That's a misalignment of like expectations.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that's right. But then people pile on, like, yeah, me too. He's talking to me too. He only wants to get in my pants. We're like, okay, then don't talk to him. It's very simple.
yeah.
Block.
People love to bash people though. I mean,
Yeah.
online warriors, right? Or keyboard warriors or whatever they're called as well. It's like
Yeah.
there's like the sensible line that I think the three of us would draw, be like, okay, then don't talk to him, block him. And then there's like the other side of that, which is like just getting into like weird
Mhm.
conversations and bashing people for like it's like, is it a problem that he only wanted sex? Like he just
Not
maybe
for
that's all
him.
he said, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what he's looking for, right? Like that's not an
Yeah.
issue. To your point, it's an alignment of expectations, not like an actual, safety issue or something like that. So I think people are pretty
Yeah.
judgy.
Focus because I'm trying to think of how to ask a question without getting us pulled off of the internet.
Oh God. All right. Do you want to text me first?
Well,
I'm going to text you a safe word. Um, but I do know some women, which is great for them, that they just want to have sex. They want to get laid. Um,
sure.
but okay, this is the part I'm trying to think of how to word it. But when men know that, they really don't put a lot of work into the effort, right? They're just like, cool, I'm going to get laid and I need to do the minimal amount required to make her happy because I'm just going to leave in about 15 minutes from now. And that is certainly in my age group. What I hear a lot is why bother? Because they're in, they're out, they're gone. And
Hmm.
okay,
Literally.
okay, that was my question. You didn't pull me off of the show, so that's good.
I thought it was going to be way more scandalous than that.
Yeah. I don't know, like I would say that in those circumstances that there was like communication missing, right? Perhaps.
Yeah, it might have been just like leaving from the bar. I'm not sure that there was a lot of communication, but I do hear in the pushing 60 age group just like why bother? And we should mention there is a whole movement of celibacy happening too, where women are buying things instead because they're just so sick of the game of trying to meet somebody who is somewhat interested in making it an enjoyable experience. I think we should have had sex with Sue on as the fourth panel in this. Yeah,
She'd tell us all about it.
yeah, she was all, but it's just like such a frustrating endeavor. I personally, I'm just done. I'm just absolutely done. I've loved many lovely people and I've loved many not so lovely people, and I'm just done. But I do find thinking about it, it must be so frustrating for somebody who has their whole life ahead of them and is looking for someone to spend that with, whether it's I just saw this guy go by with a kayak, and whether you want to go kayaking or have the same interests or want to participate in RVing or sports or coloring or whatever it is, that it must be very frustrating. Is it?
I think I used to feel that way. I used to be frustrated. I used to be lonely. And like sometimes I would say that that is true now, but by and large, like I maybe I've been brainwashed by all the psychics that I see. So I have had many a psychic reading. Okay, they've all said the same thing. It will be a non-romantic relationship first. I potentially have a date of October 7th as being important of this year, but that's like very soon. And unless this guy's dropping out of the sky. I don't know where he's coming from.
Oh, he's coming to you. Oh,
I
just
don't
wait.
know. But like the psychics say it's happening sometime, like whenever, like when it's right. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I want to do a show on October 8th.
Where I'm just sitting, guys, it didn't happen.
Or maybe it did. And maybe you
Maybe,
just
I
haven't
don't know.
met him yet. Or I will say that my first husband, the one that I like, we were friends for almost 2 years. Like just friends, like nothing, like just friends. And then I took him as the ride along friend to the company Christmas party because he knew everybody anyway. And it was like, hey now. But yeah, 2 years didn't. So maybe there's someone in your circle. Send Amy and I a list and we're going to go over it for you.
I don't commit to that. I already know who it is, so I'm waiting.
Ah,
On that note, Hazel,
Oh
thank
my
you for
God.
coming in. Fun
what
conversation
about
and
I want to know?
uh, talking about, some of the stuff that we all struggle from. And I think a lot of us need to just reprogram our shit. And I think a lot of us are working at it. It's just difficult. It's a hard thing to do and a steep hill to climb. So thanks for chatting about that. Thanks for coming in and talking about dating and all of that. And I'm sure I'm going to ask you to come back on. We'll get into some other stuff after October 7th.
Yeah,
So
Kim
what
follow-up
looks,
episode.
you're doing is
Kim looks
not
like she wants to say
letting
something.
her life wait. I love that. You're not
Yeah.
letting it wait.
Yeah, you're not waiting for it. You're just living it. And that's why we love you.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming on. Um,
Bye.
we
Oh, we're done.
are done. So to
Oh,
everybody who's
okay.
watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, get notified, and we'll let you know when we come back on. Until next time on the Inner Shift. We'll see you then.